Was pretty bad. These are my pitching roster upgrade projections for June 3rd. For the update coming out June 3rd. I got 7 guys as I had last week, and that kind of seems to be the norm now. 7 guys for each side, hitters and pitchers. Just to quickly review last week's, because I still believe in all of them. Actually, one of them got an upgrade, so he's kind of off the list. But Aaron Sanchez, Johnny Cueto, Rich Hill, Drew Pomeranz, Steven Matz, Hector Neris, that's the one who got the upgrade, and Seungwon Oh from the Cardinals. 6 of those still deserve an upgrade. Honestly, Neris could go up even higher, but I doubt they're going to give him back-to-back upgrades. So we'll just say the one upgrade. We got 7 guys today. We got 6 starters and 1 reliever. I think last week I only did 2 relievers. So yeah, the starters are going to be the game changers, right? So that's where I'm going to focus. And we're starting on the Yankees here with Eovaldi. This is a guy I have liked for years, going back to his days with the Dodgers. He's blazing fastball. Used to have a real wipeout slider. Doesn't have that as much anymore, but he's really enhanced this splitter. And he's finally having a really nice year. It's been a while, but it's finally kind of here. And he's only 26 too, so even though it's been a while, sometimes it just takes pitchers till they're mid-20s. So I'm not even that surprised that it kind of took him a little bit. But let's jump first on the hit 9. I think it's got to go up to 62. That's a 10-point boost. He's got an 8.3 hit per 9. Honestly, anything under 9, so a hit per inning, is solid. So it's not great, but a 62 isn't great. He's got a 240 average this year, which is good, 240 batting average against, but his history is going to still hurt him. So I can't see him like jumping up to a 70, but I think a 62 is completely fair. I think the Ks have to go up as well. I got that going up 11 points to a 65. He's got a career best 8.5 strikeouts per 9. He's got a jump in swinging strike rate, which will support the new strikeouts. He does have bad history, though, and that's what's going to hurt him on these first 2 categories that I did, because they do factor in last year, even the year before, and maybe even a little bit of 2013. I don't know, because that would be, I think they say a 3-year deal, so they might have a little bit of 2013 still counting. But either way, Eovaldi was not good last year with his skills, nor was he very good the year before. So I don't see insane upgrades. However, I do see a couple other upgrades. Homers per 9. Actually, this will be a downgrade, because he has to go from 75 to 68. Now, this is where history is actually going to help him, because if they just did it on this year's number, he'd probably go down to like a 60. But the fact of it is, he's got really good home run history. However, it is at 1.04 homers per 9 this year. Anything over 1 is not good. So they got to give him a decline. It could be even higher than this, but I think this is fair at 68, given his history. Now, the other stuff is that the control on his pitches. Now, I know y'all have said that they don't necessarily update pitches. They did with Thor. I haven't investigated enough to see if they are. In fact, I'll try to keep that in mind for tomorrow when I look at who they upgrade, see if they mess with the pitches. Otherwise, I'll stop doing it. But for now, I'm going to continue to do it. The splitter and curveball control should both be 60. 100% they need upgrades, because the BB per 9 is not going to do it alone, and he has not walked anybody with either of those pitches this year. And he uses them regularly. It's not like he's used them, 20 times, 20 pitches, and not walked anybody. He uses them all the time, especially the splitter. So the control for both of them should really be higher. And that's what I've got on Eovaldi. Let's see what that takes him from a 77 up to an 80. So there we go. Obviously he only needs a point to get silver, but this gets him in the 80s, right on the cusp there. All right, next up is another American League guy. In fact, we got 4 American League guys, or excuse me, 5 American League guys, 2 National League today. Not that it necessarily matters, but just to give you an idea where we're going. Danny Salazar's one. He's already a gold, so any upgrade that he gets, could be really, really strong. I think his hits per 9 really need to go up, and I'm giving it a big boost up to 80. He's got a 6.1 hits per 9. Remember when I said that a hit per inning, anything below that, is solid. You know, it's not, 8 is not great, but it's passable. You can work with that. He's got 6.1. That is tremendous. That's the sixth, and he has the 6th best average against. Now, he's only been doing it for about 60 innings this year, but I looked. You know how we always pick Chichi Gonzalez as a bronze starter in BR because of his 88 hits per 9? Well, he had a 6.6 hits per 9 for 67 innings last year, and that's the only work he's ever had. So I think even though it's kind of a small sample of Salazar doing this, he deserves an upgrade. So I'm popping him up to an 80. His K per 9 has to get 5 points boost to 85. He leads the American League with 10.7 strikeouts per 9. Everything backs his stuff as well. Like everything that you can look at, his stuff says, yes, he should have a great strikeout number. His homer per 9, I've got it going just up a little bit to 60. He's got .45 homers per 9. That's 12th in the league, so that's really good. This is kind of the opposite case of Eovaldi, where Eovaldi's always been good, and this year he's bad. Salazar's always been bad, and this year he's good. So I don't know how much of an upgrade I can get him. If they base it more off of this year, he could get up to a 70, because like I said, he's 12th best in homers allowed this year. So that could be really good. But I think his history will mitigate it some. I'm putting it at 60. And now there's work that needs to be done with his pitches. I didn't touch it because I think they actually need to change some of his stuff. I kind of left that. I will upgrade the pitches that they have, but I don't know about the adding and subtracting. So I just went with these upgrades. Let's see what this does for Salazar, who came in at an 85. I got him up to an 88, and then he would be the best guy on this team, which is not unrealistic, although Lindor should probably be the best player on this team. But he's not right now anyway, so that's neither here nor there. All right, next up, this one feels good. This one feels really good, y'all. JV, Justin Verlander. Let's go. This one's not a huge upgrade. I'll admit it. Because again, I'm gonna be realistic. But I think he can get past that 83, and I think he might actually be able to get back to gold status. Let's see here. Got him up going up to a 75. Honestly, that's low. 75. Given his track record forever, when they're looking at the body of his career, and they don't go that far back. They're not looking at his 2008 season or anything. But given that we know who Justin Verlander is, we can look at last year, the finish of last year, and the start of this year, and say, fuck yeah, he's good, right? And we can believe in a strikeout boost. I did 75 here. It could feasibly go higher. His swinging strike rate supports it. As I mentioned, from last year to this year, his strikeouts per 9 is up 2, from 7.6 to 9.6. Anything over 9 is really good. 9.6, that's strong. His hits per 9 could go up too. I got a nice healthy boost here as well, especially because of the way he finished last year. I don't know that he probably should have had better stats coming into this year, but that's okay. Gives him more room to upgrade. He has a 7.1 hits per 9 this year. Again, remember what I was saying about 9 being, you don't want to be above 9. Anything above 9, you're in trouble. Even 9 is not that great. 8, okay. 7.1, where Verlander's at, that's high quality. And he was at 7.6 last year. So he's been good these last 2 years now. He has a 213 batting average against this year. It was at 226 last year. I mean, again, I feel like this one could go higher as well, but I don't know that they're going to make a drastic 80-80 on these two categories and all of a sudden he's a super gold. So let's just see if this gets him up to gold, because those are the only 2 updates I had for him. And boom, we got JV back at gold, where he frickin' belongs. That's a homer one, I'll admit it, guys. Come on, give me a little break on that. Oh, and speaking of homer, we're sticking with the Tigers, y'all, because my boy Michael Fulmer. Now, I haven't quite figured out, and this is just because I'm pretty new at this anyway, and so I haven't necessarily been keeping a close eye on it or whatever, but I don't know how quickly they move up rookies when their initial stats. I understand why they bring them in a little bit light, and then can they move them up right away if they prove something? We'll see, but I think he already deserves an upgrade, and a healthy one at that. First off, we got the hit 9 going up to 60. He's got a 239 average against, which is really good, and an 8.2 hits per nine, which is okay. So 60 will work. K per nine, got to go up to 70. Not a massive upgrade, but it needs to be an upgrade. Honestly, this one could go higher as well, but I played it cautiously just because I don't know how much they're gonna give him. He's only had like maybe 8 starts, and it's like 4 bad, 4 good. So how much do you weigh the 4 bad? How much do you weigh the 4 good? So I went a little bit cautious. I said 70. BB per nine, got to go way up. Now this is the game changer, right? Because 27, I don't know how the hell he got that anyway. Maybe he walked a bunch in his first start and they based it a lot on that. 27 is ridiculous. It should be so much higher. In fact, I've got it all the way up, and this is what could really be the game changer for him. I got it all the way up to a 60, and he deserves it. We're talking about an 8% walk rate, which is average, and a 58% first pitch strike rate, which is a little bit below average. Actually, I'm going to amend this one. If we're going to say it's average, then it should be a 50. But either way, that's going from a 27 to a 50, and that's going to change him completely. At this point, he's almost ready to be used as a BR pitcher. You know, if you do the bronze method. His homers per nine, small bump, 5.5. 1.08 homers per nine. So, you know, not great. In fact, I'll amend this one on the fly, too, and just say 52. I think I went a little bit aggressive there with a 55. Now, I think I updated his pitches a lot because for that BB per nine to really play, I think the control on his pitches needs to go up. So I actually did the control on his pitches on everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 57, obviously. And then the curve up to 59. And then the changeup needs a massive upgrade because it's at 38 right now, and he hasn't walked anybody on the changeup in 18 plate appearances, which is actually really substantial. So I bumped this all the way up to 58. That's a 20-point gain. So there we go with Michael Fulmer. That's going to get him up from a 68 to a 99. Oh, awesome. To a 75. So he's in bronze. And again, I think he becomes at this point a BR. If you do the bronze method, or even if you don't, like I don't usually do it where I go all bronze. I still end up usually getting a bronze or 2. And at this point, I would probably use this now. 5 pitches, decent velocity, decent K9, passable hit 9. Because honestly, the reason I don't like the bronze guys is a lot of times you're getting like a 45 hit per 9. And that could just be a bomb on the first batter. Then you're down 1-0, and in BR, that's just tough. So I got Fulmer up to a bronze. I think that's a fair upgrade. And no one's going to be going crazy if they. Honestly, they could do more because he probably should be ahead of Sanchez the way he's pitching right now. But I think this is conservative to get him started. All right, 3 more guys here. Let's jump over to the NL quickly and go to a team that has been getting kind of a lot of upgrades, at least from me. And this one's not a huge one, I don't think. But I think Jeremy Heliickson actually deserves a little bit of an upgrade. And so I've got his K9 going up. That's really the big difference right now is that he's missing a lot more bats, and his supporting numbers really back the gain in strikeouts. He's got a 25% strikeout rate, which is really strong, and a 13% swinging strike rate. He's always had a good swinging strike rate. He's just never really turned the strikeouts with it. This year, he's adjusted some sort of gear, and they got him working. Maybe that's credit to what Philly's doing. You know, we see these guys. Nola's been amazing. He's already gold. Vincent Velasquez has been amazing. He's in silver. He's on his way to gold, I think, possibly. Not necessarily this week or anything, but like in the coming weeks. And Nola's been good. Hector Neris out of the bullpen's been amazing. Gmar Gomez has been good. They've been getting a lot of good pitching this year, kind of surprisingly. They've been one of the surprise teams this year. His BB per 9 deserves a little boost. He's at 5%. Which is excellent, and he's been improving each of the last 3 years. So it should just keep getting better, and 75 is a pretty good rating. His homer per 9 actually has to go down 5 points, and honestly, it could go down more. He's allowing 1.4 homers this year and last year. It could realistically go down to like a 40. I played it a little bit conservatively because prior to last year, I think he was pretty good at keeping homers in the yard, or at some point in his career. Maybe it wasn't even it was 2013 maybe. But either way, 45 is pretty bad based on, because I also look at how he ranks. Like when I change a number, like a big number, I'm like, well, how does that rank against everybody else? And 45 seems to be where the sucky guys kind of live. Even like an Ian Kennedy who loves giving up home runs, he's in that area as well. All right, so that's what I did for Jeremy Heliickson, and it took him to an 81, which was from 79. So not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless. That's an in silver upgrade, and honestly, you're getting the Ks. The K and BB there could really work in tandem to kind of help you mitigate the 54 hits per 9, which is definitely not good. All right, this next one, Domingo's going to be pretty hyped on. This is one of those ones that could be substantial because he is so low. What are you getting at, dog? She's like trying to sniff under the rug, and I do not know what she's looking for. So I don't even know how Junior Guerra is so low, but he is. He's starting out at a 67. I don't know if y'all are following this guy at all, but he's been awesome. He's 31 years old, so he's like not young. He's not some prospect, but he's been fantastic. And so I'm giving him some upgrades. Now, he's only got 36 innings, and that I think he had like 7 innings last year, so 43 innings all told. It's going to be tough to like go crazy for his upgrades. So let's see. I got the hits per 9 going up to 60. He's at 7.5 with a 224 average. I got the K9 going up to 70, which is really nice. He's got a 25% strikeout rate and a 13% swinging strike rate, good for 8.9 strikeouts per 9. That's a lot of numbers, but they're all good. Just keep that in mind. I got the walks per 9 taking a nice big boost up to 50 because he's got an average walk rate, right on the cusp of average first pitch strike rate, and 3.0 walks per 9, which is okay. It's average, so let's put him right in smack dab in the middle with a 50. His homers per 9 up to 65. Again, modest, but he's at a half homer per 9. Honestly, that could go up higher, but I had to factor in the fact that it doesn't have a lot of innings. Now, I also need to change one. Now, I did change one of his pitches, so I guess I should have done it with Salazar, but I didn't think to look until somebody actually mentioned it in here. I did change his pitch because he needs to have a splitter. His splitter, the changeup, it is a splitter, and it is freaking legit. It's been one of the best pitches in the game this year, in baseball, I mean. And I think that they need to get it in there for sure. And he has to have about a 70 control with it because he's not walking guys, and he's getting a crap ton of strikeouts. In fact, I'll mitigate this a little bit. I'll say 65 there, but 75 here for the break. Really, really strong pitch that he can run up to 85. So I think he needs to. I think that's what we got to get going for Junior Guerra here, and it's going to take him. Definitely going to take him to a bronze. I just want to know how high. Boom, to a 75. From a 67 to a 75. So that's one of the bigger upgrades that we have here. Although this next one could top it because it's another one of those guys who's super, super low. Yeah, one of my chatters on Twitch mentions the splitter that Salazar needs. And honestly, God, I wish I'd looked it up because we talked about that last week, that he needs his pitches fixed, and I completely forgot when I was doing the update. So I apologize there, folks. He needs a devastating splitter as well. All right, next guy and the last guy for this week is really off the radar kind of guy, but could become a next stud reliever that you use, not just in BR, but maybe even in your bullpen for your DD team. It's a guy all the way down here. What is he? Oh, 63, sorry. Michael Feliz, y'all. It's been beasting. Former starting prospect. He was supposed to be a starter. They didn't really give him a chance necessarily, but they went ahead and transitioned him to the bullpen, and it's been working. So I don't know that they're going to transition it at all, or transition him back. I think they might just stick with him here. He needs a 70 for hits per 9. He's got a 5.6 hits per 9 and a 170 average, y'all. Honestly, 70 is probably light, but let's just be a little bit conservative. Ks need to be up at 75. Again, conservative. He's got a 40% strikeout rate, guys. I tell you all the time that 25 is good. That's good. 40. Now relievers, 25 is okay. Let's actually bump the threshold up. For relievers, when you start getting into 30, that's when you're like, holy crap, got to take notice. But again, 40. He's at 40%. It's been unreal so far, Michael Feliz. And he has a 14% swinging strike rate. 10% is usually pretty good. So to be at 14%, that's massive. His BB per 9 has to go way up. This is kind of like the Fulmer deal. I think this is something that they do to hold the rookies down, and it makes sense because that's usually the last thing to kind of click at the major league level. But they have these guys down on their control on their BB per 9 so much. But I think he needs to be moved up, and so I got him all the way up to a 55. And here's the thing. He's got a 1.9 walks per 9, which is really good. Excellent. 5% walk rate. Excellent. But a 52% first pitch strike rate. Now, just because you have a bad first pitch strike rate doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to walk guys, but it's a good correlation statistic. The way swinging strike rate works for strikeouts, first pitch strike rate works for walks. And 60% is the average. So to be at 52 is pretty darn bad. So I didn't go crazy even though he has good walk numbers. And then I got his fastball velocity needs to be up at 95 on average because he's sitting 94.99, so 95. That means he's averaging that. That means he should probably be able to get higher. But I think if you have a 95, your full meter can get you up to 97, 98. Now the slider needs some upgrades as well to both the velocity and the break. Whoops. The break needs to be up. I got it up to a 67. He has a, oh, you know what? I don't think it was velocity that I meant to upgrade. Sorry about that. It's supposed to be control because he has a 56% strikeout rate and a 0% walk rate, you guys. 56%. I just told you how great 40 was. And on this pitch alone, he's got a 56% in 25 plate appearances. That's not a massive sample, but considering he's only faced 90